Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump, hold on. This wasn't a well thought out plan. Okay, there we go. So, Donald Trump withholds $10 billion from five major states. I asked myself, well, why would he want to do that? Why would he want to sit up there and engage and not? Give me a second. I'm going to go on a kick. Why would he engage in not giving money? So there's always a reason for his him doing what he does. Because I know the Democrats is like, well, why is he keeping money from our beautiful states? So we're about to figure it out. Today, I will perform critical thinking skills on what CBS said about the Trump administration. I will make sure I explain how and why the Trump administration withheld money. Give me just a second. We're live in 10, 9. We got to pause 9, 8, 7. Hold on. 20, 6, 5, 4, 3. Pause at 3. 2 and 1. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So today we are going to be talking about Donald Trump, how he withholds 10 billion. 10 billion is a lot. You know, you just don't wake up with $10 billion. You don't even wake up with $1 million. Heck, I haven't even made $3 million in my entire life. We don't even reach utopia. All the money we spent in our entire lives will reach 3 to 5 million. So imagine, and that depends on what you do. If you work a McDonald's job all of your life, you probably get to 2 million. So your life is worth 2 million versus someone that could be, but that's a lot of money. Sorry for going that way, but that's a lot of money, right? 10 billion, that's 2 million in our entire lives. We will see together. Wow. 10 million. That's investing in the future. But it's being withheld. Why? We'll get to that in a second. There are child care agencies, and yet there's no children there. What is up with that? There are child care agencies and absolutely no children at the child care agencies. Hi, sir. I was going to give you the gumbo is poison. What do you mean? Oh my God. What are you trying to say, sir? I still give you a salute. It's okay. I know. Even when people think I don't. So anyway, before I go any further, the administration tells me either the future events that are about to happen or events that already has happened. So every time they tell me an event, I must figure out what this coded message is so that I can live another week or another 2 weeks or another month. I proved it in what I do already. Facebook, why are you saying trying to reconnect now? I can picture Mark Zuckerberg at it's a big white room, and they got like people in monitors, just monitors of abundance, maybe 24 to 36 or up to 100 people, but each room house a station for them to monitor. I don't know if they monitor, it depends on whether government or Facebook, but they monitor the people using either, if they're worth monitoring thoroughly a little bit deeper, they're on the big screen, the big boy screen, top secret type stuff. If they're on like, they're doing stupid stuff like talking about girls and, doing dumb stuff, they're on a small screen. And I'm pretty sure they'd have nudged a couple of people, because people get fired all the time at Facebook, and said, hey, look, Cloud is gone loony. Like, what is she saying? Mark Zuckerberg, you know, I don't know why I keep leading back to that. I'm not like, he the one cut off the disconnection to my feed. That's all I want, is a fair feed. That's it. So now I brought up your name and you won millions of dollars every time I bring up your name, bro. Anyway, back to the story. Let's go back to the story. Golly. So no child care. No child care. So that's like me covertly buying up commercial or child care agencies, and I don't know how it works. Let me guess how it will work. Funding is being invested into the government. Funding is being invested into these child care. They know how to work the system where they fill out applications for grants and funding. They learn how to work our system. They learn how to work our freaking system. And this has to stop yesterday or the day before yesterday. You are not going to be in America trying to work our system when I can't even work my nails. Where are all the children? All I see is weirdly shaped head men of Somali men taking federal taxpayers' money. These are sick and murderous people looking to and have scammed the system. We need new people helping that state. It's very, very, the leadership there. I don't know about the people, and the leadership are corrupt. However, it helped me when I was at St. Paul in Minneapolis, Minnesota. 20 officers surrounded a car. I was homeless. Once again, I've lived a homeless life. Um, Me and my first husband split up, and I was on my own. And I ended up staying with my brother, but it was dysfunctional. So I moved to oh, Omaha, Nebraska. Then I traveled again to Minneapolis. And so I didn't have nothing left. I was just trying to find my way. And I met a girl named Sherry and Sterling Smith, two African Americans from the ghetto. And they said, you can stay with me, for the time being. And so I stayed with them. But they were homeless. So they were staying with their aunt. And their aunt didn't know me. Much respect to their aunt, whether she liked me or not, I could care less. But you know, she sat up there and she allowed me to stay, and God bless her soul for that, giving me a chance, because I could have been in the cold dead of night sleep. I would have found like shelter, but it was terrible. So we were going in the snow, in the dead of snow, from place to place, just throughout the day. They had nothing they did all day. They did. I will follow them, literally. And so to get to the point, we sat up there and she wrecked my car because she was high, my only car. So now I'm on foot and we're walking everywhere. And we're in someone else's car. First, they had me, I don't know why I was so naive. First, they had me open up a Wells Fargo account. And I did. They said you will get money if you do this. I'm like, okay. I didn't think about the aftermath of how I would terrorize my credit with the first round of bankruptcy. I didn't know what they meant. I thought that this was legit. You know, they come out of a rabbit's hat with some money for fairness, not corruption. So now I was no longer needed. And I always thought the FBI was watching them right across the street. Never told a soul. And this was way before I met my second husband. So I'm looking across the street and it's just like, it just feels off, but I never told them. So one day we're driving and it's dark and it's this little compact car, sort of like the cars in not Menace to Society, but the one with Ice Cube and Ricky, and 20 cops just come out of nowhere. Imagine 20 cops. Imagine that. I'm telling you what Minnesota represents. 20 fucking cops. They didn't arrest me. They arrested her and her boyfriend right before something happened. Is that a coincidence? Now, fast forward. I don't know how it ended up on my Facebook feed, but I'll show you the freaking video. Sterling Smith abolished and comatized a bus driver and gave the person I was staying with a sexually transmitted disease. He straight abolished this bus driver. Like I'll show you the video. I want you to see how corrupt, like how good the officers were when they took care of me and they saved me from whatever they were going to do. I've been around killers. This is hold on. Is this wait, is this hold on. Is this it? That's not the right one. Minneapolis. Oh, so they're not going to sit up there. Sterling Smith and a bus driver gets knocked out. Let me see if I can find it on Google. I need y'all to see it so you can know just what he could have did. Here we go. He actually, this could, if this is him, he made it to the national news. I have to make sure. Yup. He's actually Mexican now that I know his middle name. 90 days in jail. Oh my God. 90 days, the workhouse. Where is the video footage? Watch this. Stop it. Stop messing with my stuff. This needs to show it. This better show it. It made it to the Fox 9 News. His middle name is Velaz. Let's see. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. I don't want to see that. Come on. Stop playing with me. Show the video. This is the person that, and no, I didn't sleep with him. I, wow, that is disturbing. And then they got into a fight. I watched him and Cherie get into a fight where he choked her out in the car. They were monsters, man. And they only gave that guy, what if he had a weapon? What have he been caught doing? What haven't he been caught doing? And what have he not been caught doing? Is what I really want to say. I stayed at his aunt's house, where then I stayed at his new girlfriend's house. So back to the story. Okay, bear with me. This is Minneapolis, though. This is what Minneapolis entails. This is how Minneapolis performs. The whatever was going to happen in the future, once again, once a veteran is monitored, and if it is real danger, if it's real danger, not nobody slowing down their vehicle as I'm going 10 miles an hour in a 40-mile zone and they're just right behind me to annoy me. If there's real danger, something intervenes. I don't have I don't have to see no arrests being made to know that there are arrests being made. Whether it's here, whether it's Seattle, whether it's Houston, whether it's even Barcelona, all the way to Barcelona. Like, I'm making an example. It doesn't matter. These monsters want blood. They are sick. Have you ever noticed someone with a shaped head like a teardrop? When have you noticed that? They are putting it, if the government is putting it to your attention, don't blame that crap on the deficiencies of iron or you know what it is. And you want us to know what it is. When you bring anything to my attention, it's more than what it looks like. And you tell us the truth without having to tell us the truth. You get us to spin the narrative. You don't need to tell the truth no more. And that is what you call a conspiracy theory. Like, they're not from here. Literally, there are child care emergencies. Well, hold on. Let me go to where I was at. Fast forward, they're still here for me, whether with ulterior intentions or not. I hope you guys know that I love all of you guys, all departments within the USA and outside, foreign, domestic, universal, secret service. That should have been a comma. That shouldn't even have been said. The more I talk, the more I damage the show. I meant to do that. Sigmund Freud slip. So, Universal, Secret Service, and beyond, thanks to all spiritual, veteran spiritual, like what Trump has just a little bit, that taste of Christianity, that Christian force, that he ever so drills in our heads, that watch over and above. See, you get further being good than bad. You can't try to play good to get further and then get bad again. You have to be pure. That's why they say, oh, it's the chosen one. Oh, that's the chosen one. That's the one, the pure soul, you know. Seriously, that is why Donald Trump has the furthest further future technologies. Because whoever he is talking to has given him power. because of the good in him. You can't fake good. It looks bad for him. The shit that comes out has came out his mouth, you know, with the joking of the woman thing back in the day. I'm not trying to bring it up to damage him, but I'm just being honest about it, but he sat up there. It looked bad for him, like I said, but he never lied. Just like people like me, people like some of you guys never lie. It's not just me. I would feel very, very, very flabbergasted if it was me, the only one that was telling the truth. That's why I don't want to be around the police. No news is good news. They keep trying to draw me around the police, like Scorpio. Get over here. No, I don't think so. I freeze you and run. And then by the time you know, I'll be in another country. Seriously. No. No way, Jose. Okay. So the bus driver wasn't in a coma like I thought. But a lot of charges for hitting and hurting people, I was wrong. They gave that dude probation and almost no charge for embarrassing him. That guy have to worry about she or he, I think it was a she, emasculated. She's in defense. He's in defense. And he's still hitting him back and forth, trying to protect themselves. Just like I did. While under the influence of a drug that was out of my control and ingested. That's why I don't trust people. Like certain, like, do you want something? I'd be like skeptical, man. I take increment bites. I don't play that. I let it sit. If it's strong enough to knock me out, then I would feel a effect of it immediately. So that's how you gotta act, man. That's how you gotta be. And to all these ladies out here that think that they can't get poisoned, they go to Starbucks. You never know, man. You say the wrong thing, or someone think you say the wrong thing, or you're just a fucking target. Where they got your bank account, they got your license plates, they follow you around to your banks, they follow you around to your grocery stores. They see what you buy, and you don't even notice it. They poke holes in your tire just to get you to spend money. They put cracks in your windows. They do all types of sick, sadistic stuff to get off on it. They sit behind their computers or their phones talking to us. These Xfinity members, these members of even banking, and they take advantage of us. I hope you guys, both women come first, and men know that I love all of you guys. All departments in the USA, outside. Did I say that? Okay, I said that. Sorry, y'all. I don't have my glasses on. To all my spiritual forces that watch over from above and through the nanoverse and beyond, thank you. I learn every day if it means getting closer to you guys, you entities. We need to learn more police. We need to get more police and agencies. Trump has Trump and federal and state, local have been offering incentives lately. Certain states like Seattle offer incentives, more better incentives for police officers, Um, if you have a good record, you are physically fit, and you are physically fit, then join the agency. You know, if you have that drive to want to do push ups, sit ups, and take shots, mysterious shots, we don't know what's in the shots. Let me stop. I was just kidding, man. Oh, man. No. If you want to sit up there and get fit, because they all, have y'all noticed police officers? Yeah, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Y'all all act the same. It's not, it's not, I have to say it very tread softly. y'all learn, y'all learn, women and men, how to have that poker face. But it's something, just like it's something about military. You wouldn't even be able to tell that I was in the military. Look at that, right there. But certain people, like, you can look and you can tell that they're officers by the curvature, by the way they stand, sit up straight, the way they talk. Their eye contact is strong. It's like, come here. You're going to listen. Listen. They demand respect. They make me nervous. Shit. Oh, man. Not because of anything crazy, but because, you know, I'm afraid of what I might tell. I'm not going to lie to them. It's funny. I've seen way too many cop shows. Well, sir, I remember when they were running for weed and shit. Well, sir, you got an ounce of weed here. I know, officers, but I just had to get high. I hope I made you guys laugh for the night. I'm almost finished. Uh, do we need to control? We need to control with immigrants. You have seen what they have done damage control wise. I made a prime example out of Sterling Smith and how, he, look what he did. They were gonna fucking kill me. And it's far fetched, but look at his behavior. I had nothing to offer other than a bank account. I felt, I can feel when I'm near them. Even when they did not save me, which I'm mad. Nothing happened, but he did lunge at me. And I put that on the Holy Bible and every other Bible with every other verse. Purify that with every other new Bible, alien Bible. He lunged at me. I have no reason to lie. That's why they need to be controlled here. You teach a man how to fish, you can feed him for what is it? A lifetime. You teach an immigrant how to break rules, and they will try to overthrow the White House. You give them a little knowledge of our system, and look at the shit they have done so far with the politicians. Think about how I want one day, I want to be able to come back to this day. I want to be able to come back to the present behind me and tell you guys and show you guys everything. They're not good people. If you mad at me for saying this, it's because you're one of them. You don't know what I went through with your kind. I've made many of hours of talking about it. Even when I think that I'm not doing, I'm not being followed. I'm being followed. While I was in Seattle, they hacked and intercepted my phone calls. And now Tim Walsh has an investigation going on for fraud. I'm going to tread softly on this. That state has sunk to higher, to lower depths of hell. It's hellraiser there. People are literally raising hell. If you, they learned our system. They learned our system. Imagine someone learning your house number. You can blur your house out all you want. It doesn't even matter. A sophisticated person that wants to find you enough. That's for people that want to, like your family members, your annoying family members that want to see your house. And they be like, oh, well, fuck it. And somebody that wants to find you has ways. So they hacked and intercepted my phone calls. It's been 20 since it had been, or it should have been, it had it, I'm sorry. Had it been 2020 while Biden was in office, I would be paralyzed or in a coma, just enough to keep me alive. I was in Minnesota with Chere again because the police would have burnt out. Hold on. I'm not finished. I got more. I was about to stop. Oh, Facebook, why you? Hold on. 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 Because the police would have been burnt out from the judges letting the Somali people out. Think about that. It doesn't have, don't get mad at the police. Get mad at the judges because the police is like a child. It goes up to its mother or father and it says, here, I, or a cat that caught a mouse. Here, I caught this mouse to its owner, or here, here's, I don't know what a child would give uh, an adult. Beyblades or something. Have y'all heard of that? So let's play together. I don't know. But yeah. Ugh. So the judges are, think about this for a second. The police are like the children that go up to the parents and give the parents stuff. The police are go up to the judges and they give them the bad guys, and the judges is like, you know what, I like what you caught me, but it's just not enough. You did well, but it's just not enough. You did well. It's all over the news. It's just like Sterling Smith. And the judge that oversaw him didn't think he was a threat to society because of his name. He actually got a little notoriety in the hood for doing that shit to a white person. Did you see the skin color? Did you peep the skin color of that person who never even said one word to him, possibly? Just tried to take up for their own race by saying and standing up for what was right. And he beat the shit out of him or her. The performance of the cops created out on the street. If the judges keep letting out the criminals, they're just lab rats. Y'all are seeking a high. Y'all get high. Literally, internally. Let's not even go there. Internally, y'all get high. Every time you're on these high speed chases, you have to. Adrenaline, dopamine. And then you catch them and you're happy. And then they let them out and you're sad. I know what y'all go through. And they smile in their pictures. They're like, Vogue, come here, girl. Hold them accountable. Some people get on the throne and they lose themselves in power. At least I can say Trump haven't lost himself. It's like, what can you do for a judge? If you can't do nothing for them, which Hispanics can, they are a part of the community and we must get used to them, right? If it was up to them. The ones that break the rules get off very easily. Case in point, Sterling Smith. That man will, or woman will forever be shattered. It's right on camera for people to look at, readily available for the quantum physics. That kind of filth deserves to be locked away as well as his soul. It was funny that some of you got away with messed up politics. I'm not talking about a specific judge. I am talking to certain judges out there who has kept me from getting what I need by telling other lawyers to blacklist me nationally. And I can prove it. So I'm just going to do the shit myself. I am risking $13,000 talking about this. But judges need to stop lying under oath and lying to manipulate the system by monetary gain and or blackmail. I respect you guys. Don't get me wrong. I know you earned your spot, but that doesn't mean you have to play the system and think you're going to play your way into heaven. Because when that robe come off, you're just another person. Until I see some wings, until I see a halo, until I see an aura, You are just another person to me that makes mistakes. And that is what's being done now. And if you can't take that advice from me, then something is really wrong with your brain and you lost track of what it was supposed to be like to be a judge. You should reflect on yourself. Give me a second, you guys. So, like I was saying, I believe that certain people, like judges, and uh, should reflect on themselves. They're always pointing the finger, these judges. They're always judging people, and they lost track of what it's like to be judged by someone. So, under authority, they sit up there and try to get mad and use their power against people. And I don't think that's right. I think that's very unfair. I mean, their power, it's a scary thing when their power gets a former president in court. Think about this. Your former president, you finish, you beat the case, you finish and rock the mic, and now the Secret Service is, it's just sad. You have to sit up there and the judge, you're right in court with the judge who is judging you, who is pushing your buttons, who is, as your lawyer is fighting for you, y'all have to literally go toe to toe with laws that will freaking, I don't know, laws that we never even heard in books, of books, of books, of books, of books, of books. That's how it works. They going toe to toe. Little old me, we get eaten alive. That's crazy, man. Like, think about it. A judge going to Supreme Court, you going to Supreme Court with a judge, and you have this, what they used to call it, the dream team lawyer, facility, and it's just me. They just gonna hit a code. They just gonna hit a code. Well, we feel that the perplexual law abiding rules that amend to the powers that be should not constitute the factual evidence of preponderance. How do you feel about that, Miss Cloud? The fuck does that mean? That is exactly what I'm gonna say. And that will win the case because he knew that code. And I'm just, even certain lawyers don't know codes like that. But it's certain dream team. They don't even sometimes have to pay. But there's certain dream team lawyers that don't even have to do shady crap. They just know the law. They letting you know, hey, look, they have the judge. They're telling the judge, hey, look, don't play that shit with me. I know what you are about. I know that this is the truth right here. This is XYZ. So don't tell me, see, don't agree with the wrong people because they have money. We're into this together. So if you try to go left, I'm going to tell you about yourself and tell you why the law is supposed to be this way. It's not right, man. Some people gladly will sit up there and do that. And $10 billion, Minnesota, it's Minnesota. It's what else? I have the article right here. Minnesota, New York, California, Illinois, and Colorado. You know, they giving out um artificial intelligence systems, NVIDIA. I really have fell in love with that guy, like seriously. His brain, that is. Not like that, like, oh my God. That's why I said his brain. President Trump has criticized Minnesota leaders for handling of the scandal and attacked Somali immigrants, claiming they have ripped off the state. Many, but not all, of the defendants charged in the fraud scheme are Somali descent. Trump has attacked California, led by Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom, as more corrupt than Minnesota. He said Tuesday in a Truth Social post, the fraud investigation of California has begun. The president has not provided evidence of wide-scale fraud in California's social services and did not. Did I get anything while in California? I mean, I got some moldy bread from a small agency when I was doing bad because I was on what is that crap? Um HUD bash. But my rent still was too high. And I was like, good Lord. They were driving me crazy. Yeah. And so I didn't have enough money to do anything. So I went, I needed some food, and their agency in Santa Maria, California, like uh they gave me some moldy bread and some canned goods and some canned fruit and some spoiled fruit and some moldy dessert, and I was like, okay. And some meat. The meat was good. Questionably good. Simpsons questionably good, but I made it work. I don't eat moldy crap, but I'm just saying, that's what they gave me. I got home, I rationed the inventory, and I threw some stuff away. They had us in this long line for like 3 hours. So where is the money going, Gavin Newsom? Shouldn't there be more? Shouldn't y'all, as a whole, start finding more better strategic things than standing in a line? Shouldn't it be like virtual appointments versus standing in a line? Like someone comes every 10 minutes, rotate, have appointments every 10 minutes versus standing in a line, analyze them virtually. It's emasculating to just be in a line waiting for food. And then I look like an outsider because I don't have no children. Social services in New York, Illinois, and Colorado. I've been to Illinois, I've been to Colorado, and yeah, the blacks stay amongst the blacks and the whites stay amongst the whites. That's not good. It's okay to mingle, and associate. It's like coming out of, you know, a quarantine, opening the door to mingle with your counterpart neighbor. Still, over the past several months, the Trump administration has turned off the spigot of funding to Democrat-led states and cities, particularly during the historical government shutdown last year. Mr. Trump paused billions of dollars in infrastructure and climate projects and slash. I understand. Why put money and AI into somewhere that is going to just abuse the power? Look at what they did to me and what they're trying to do. They're not just going to let you think they're just going to let me go. They're either going to make me think they're going to come after me or they're going to freaking come after me eventually for sitting up there and talking, taking up for Trump. Then to Colorado. I remember when I went to Denver. I sat up there, went to Denver, Colorado, and I was looking for a passport. I was looking for a passport so I can go. I planned it. I bought the ticket to UK. It was through IHG. Um, all I needed was an emergency passport. I'm kind of glad I didn't go, but all I needed was the emergency passport. I get there, and they're like, "Oh, you owe child support," and I'm like, and I have a reason why, but I'm like, what? You owe $1,000 in child support? I'm like, oh my God, I can't pay that. But I'm like, okay, whatever. Now I can pay it, but I can't pay that now. I have a hotel room. I'm catching Ubers. There's no way I can just. It was to the point where my bank was letting me go into the hole just to make it. I would cry right now. They were actually letting me go into the hole just so I can make it by the thousands, up to 2,000. That's not normal. It's just crazy, man. In Colorado, I was so disappointed because it was like I bought a room and someone knocked on my door, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm not answering. What, you think I'm about to answer? What the hell? Who is it? I didn't even say shit because I know no one knows where I'm at. So what the fuck are you knocking on my door for? You come in is another thing. You come in, something is gonna happen. One of us is walking out with the police. Still, over the past several months, the Trump administration turned off the. I said that. Democrats have accused the administration of playing politics with the money that has been approved by Congress. The Trump administration plans to halt billions of dollars in federal funding for social service programs in 5 states led. And these social service programs is obviously ran by the Somalis and the immigrants and the blacks and the lower class whites. That's how it goes. Um, but in a percentage, like majority Somalis, majority Hispanics, like little bit black, little bit white. Allegations by Democrats following allegations of fraud, a Department of Health and Human Services official said on Tuesday. The move will freeze $7 billion for temporary assistance for needy families programs, nearly $2.4 billion for child care development funding, and a roughly 870 million. Like, what would you do? Put yourself in a managerial CEO position and wonder what would you do if you were being fucked over. The more money you get, the more departments you get, the more people you get, whether white, black, Hispanic, American, or Indian, or etc. They will find a way to orchestrate an organization where they're trying to suck money dry. It's not like Trump can sit up there and monitor every cent, but now with AI, like, I mean, nobody was monitoring nothing. Under the Trump administration, we are ensuring that federal taxpayer dollars are being used for legitimate purposes. We will ensure that these states following the law and protecting hard-earned taxpayer money. Now, I am different than you guys. You guys, like, I am 1099. You guys are W-2. So that's the difference between us. And it's like that is crazy. You're you have to pay taxes. I pay taxes at the end of the year just like you, but it's different. Independent contractor. So yeah, man, that's crazy. For too long, Democrat led states and governors have been complicit in allowing massive amounts of fraud to occur under their watch. Andrew Nixon, an HHS spokesperson, said in a statement. Under the Trump administration, we're ensuring that federal taxpayer dollars are being used for legitimate purposes. We will ensure these states are following the law and protecting hard earned taxpayer money. This is yet another politically motivated action by the Trump administration that confuses families and leaves states with more questions than answers. IDHS. What's IDHS? What is IDHS? Let's see. Let's look up on Ground. No, wait. Do y'all know what IDHS is? 90 people face fraud federal charges as a result of fraud schemes that have been uncovered. I'm pretty sure it's up here somewhere. They usually say it one time before abbreviating it. Illinois Department of Human Services. The Trump administration is also probing claims of fraud by daycare centers in Minnesota, which gained national attention. Um, Nick Shirley posted a video that showed him visiting federally backed child care centers around Minneapolis and finding no children there. CBS News visited several centers named by Shirley and found that all but two of the facilities have active licenses according to state records. In all active locations were visited by state regulators within the last 6 months. President Trump criticized Minnesota leaders for handling what just happened? Okay. Claiming they have ripped off the state. Many but all of the defendants charged in the fraud schemes are Somali descent. So they can have wings, halo. What was I talking about? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm looking at something. There aren't any wings. There aren't any halos. Judges with multiple singing the song Moses at the end, then you made it. But then I still won't care. It's about Father. That made no sense. But I'll show it for evidence, right, FBI? I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea. I like this one. I love when people make me look so smart. You're welcome, stinking hilarious. I think I have guts to put this one on. Hold on. They're focused on me a lot. Yeah, so just let it go. Oh my God. So, let's see. That is basically it. That is basically it, you guys. I didn't stop because, like, that's why I don't even look to the right of my computer because it's a distraction. Even when I'm looking at my computer, I still don't even look at the messages. And I purposefully, I entertained those messages. I do not look like a corpse. I just look like someone who wants to express herself. I like black. Maybe I'm Black Panther. I know y'all like, we know you ain't Black Panther. I don't know who I am. I'm an alien. That's who I am. Get with the program. That's who I am. I know that that is who I am. I'm not your type of alien. I'm my type of alien. And I've proved it case by case basis using nanoverse and transverse and, you know, traverse and the verse and verse, universe, multiverse, omniverse, subverse, civ, you know, universe. Can't forget about that. That's how it all started. Like I said before, when you're good, you're more enlightened. You're more, when you're truly pure, I don't care if I put myself on the Eiffel Tower with a serial killer. Or I put it to you like this: Jack the Ripper. I don't care. I'm pure. I am not what people want me to be. And I think I said that the right way. I joke around with how I look, yeah. But I feel I look good today. I wanted to wear black. I think black is uh, it complements white. Without white, there's no black. There's no lettering. Without the black lettering, they need the white paper. And that's been centuries, millenniums. Since writing began, they learned that you need the dark color and you need a white color to fill in the creative, whatever you thinking. Someone had to teach, like two things. Someone had to teach the caveman how to write. They started writing by scratching the letterings on tablets and stuff. So that meant their civilization were smart, but wasn't ready for paper yet. Like, I don't get it. It was perfectly mastered, y'all, to put tablets that are irreplaceable. Scrolls and paper always getting burned or someone is taking it. But that's why I say that they were advanced. They knew that one day that things would get stolen or burnt, and you can't burn a tablet. So that's what my thoughts are. Let me stop before, you know, they say that I'm giving misinformation about the Sumerians and the Sumerians. Oh my God, I haven't talked about them in so long. The Mayans, people. There are pyramids across this world, y'all. From Mexico to Egypt. How the hell do you get pyramids? Different structures, but the same rules apply. Pyramids that similar all the way in Egypt, all the way to Italy, pyramids. How? They're like satellites for aliens. They're satellites for the aliens. Let me stop. I gotta get off of here. Y'all take care. Good night.